There have been a lot of plans coming to light to help bring the Cardano ecosystem online, to help inject liquidity, to raise optics, to promote activity. And one of these plans has actually been called dumb by the Solana co-founder. And I do want to talk about that in this video with you guys. Is he right? Is he wrong? But I also want to highlight just a couple other things going on with Cardano here as well. Going to be kind of a shorter video. So if you guys haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. Now, let's just hit it right with the headline. Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko says Cardano's plan to convert some ADA into BTC is so dumb. He argues altcoin projects should hold US Treasury bills, not Bitcoin. And this is kind of wild because we've obviously talked about Cardano very much following the original plan for crypto, decentralization, trying to, keep some of these major centralized entities like Solana out of it. And what I find ironic about this is the centralized entity is saying that Cardano should in fact avoid something that's decentralized like BTC and go to something that is centralized and focus on government reliance. And I think that that's a terrible idea. In fact, most people have spoken up and said the exact same thing. It's the exact opposite of what crypto's plan is. Now, there's a very clear agenda when it comes to BTC as well, and that is for these large entities to accumulate as much as they can. We're talking about institutions, we're talking about governments, we're talking about enterprises. So if Cardano can get in early and accumulate BTC and keep that as part of its treasury, right? Why would that not be a smart idea? And I'd love to hear your comments and what your thoughts are. I've even seen some people asking this as well. Why would we in fact do that? Well, if you can be tied to the most dominant asset in crypto, if you can generate value that way, obviously we have a very clear path to connecting BTC and Cardano in general via Bitcoin OS. It makes sense that this is part of the marriage, right? This is we'll call it the dowry, if you will, if you want to go back to the old ways, right? So I thought that was very interesting. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Now, what also came out yesterday was actually a disclosure that President Trump's special assistant and White House travel office director holds ADA and XRP, according to an official White House financial disclosure report. So I think that's very interesting. There are some connections that are taking place there. And what we've also seen as well is Cardano's algorithmic stablecoin protocol djed has surpassed $20 million in total value locked. So this is obviously a big step forward. This is a homegrown stablecoin. Now, what you need to understand is that a lot of these smaller stablecoins, they take a long time to generate this type of liquidity, especially when right now we're at this point where the Cardano ecosystem hasn't had all these different pathways to other ecosystems. That's where basically all your value is derived from what's here currently. And if you have people that are unwilling to flock into stables and mint stables because they'd much rather hold their assets, then you're kind of stuck, right? Then unfortunately, this so far has been a cycle where we haven't seen any big DeFi surges. Yes, it's been from people within the space and in other ecosystems, but there are people that were already there. And like I've said many times before, the big thing that's going to bring the Cardano ecosystem online is adoption. People later this cycle, I said many times that Cardano's big DeFi boom should in fact be later this cycle. It's not right now. It's not yet, especially not with all this noise that's taking place overseas. Things need to calm down for us to take those big steps forward. And the good news is, like I've said many times before, Cardano is well positioned for this big boom, this big adoption, these exciting times. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, wanted to keep this a little bit shorter of a video, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. But appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.